Your AM Minnesota, we're talking about the farmers market coming to Faribault. It's one of my favorite places on the planet. Did you know that, Russ?
Yeah, we've seen you there a few times.
Love stopping down the farmers market when I get a chance to. I don't always get a chance to.
Looking for baked goods.
Yeah, and produce. You bet. Some carrots.
Yeah.
Some honey.
Yep.
Yeah, they got some honey down there. Some bread.
Syrups.
Yep, homemade bread. And I've even seen some craft there, some craft works.
Oh yeah, we've got.
No, I bought from Mr. Grabgard, the former hockey coach. He has some woodworks he does down there. I bought some stuff from him last year.
Yeah, he sells quite a bit of stuff down there.
Yes, he does. And I know he loves coming down there too. So it's fantastic. How long have you and your lovely bride been involved in this?
30 years?
Wow.
About that, I would guess.
30 years. We come in with a few vegetables and stuff, and then...
if I get you to swing around so we can see on YouTube, that'd be nice, Russ.
And then it kind of grew from there.
No, we need your handsome face on YouTube.
Okay.
Did you start organizing 30 years ago, or you just were part of it and then took over?
Actually, what happened was in 1985, it got started at Central Park by a couple ladies, and as time went by, for health reasons, they got out of it, and they asked Donna and I if we would take it over. And
I checked that out. It was 1997 that we took over managing.
Wow, that's a long time.
21 years.
Is it growing?
Yes, it has. At first, we didn't have a lot of the crafts and stuff, but it was good to add them in, you know, to add that variety of stuff, yeah. And so baked goods is something that we have people come and go, but we enjoy having as many people as we can get with the baked goods and the vegetables. The vegetables are important. That's what people want to come and get.
Yeah.
The fresh, locally grown vegetables.
Not so much fruit.
Well, you get to the fall and you get apples.
Apples.
Strawberries.
Strawberries in the spring. We don't have a lot of strawberry growers at market. Why, I don't know.
Huh. I'll be darned.
So.
Somebody brought some, they had a potluck out at the VA softball game last week that I broadcast at. They were nice enough to let me grab a dish. My gosh, they had these big honking strawberries. I don't know where they got them, but they were really good.
Oh, I doubt if they were grown from around here yet.
You don't think so?
No.
Usually June is when the strawberries...
Father's Day is.
Father's Day.
You do strawberries in your garden?
I do them for ourselves. Strawberries is a labor-intensive thing. You can grow your other vegetables and they're ready when they're ready to harvest. And strawberries you gotta kind of keep after. And so a lot of the people that do you pick 'em, and sometimes they'll come, but it's difficult for them to get the you pick 'em from their place to our market. We like to have a few of them come, but they have their problems doing that too.
Is there anything that you haven't tried? We'll check on that after we get our market update, courtesy of your KDHL Agri Boosters. They include Bart Jackson Insurance Agency, downtown Faribault. Bart's happy to customize the right insurance coverage for you. He specializes in farms and businesses. AM Minnesota continues after that opening market report. Where did the first 5 months of this year go?
Yeah, always changing.
April was crummy.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you didn't get anything in the ground in April.
No.
Not even your taters.
Yeah, we had onions delivered that we had to keep in the garage.
We had that blizzard that day. We got our onions.
Ground was froze even after the snow went off.
Right. Yeah. You had to wait a while.
Yeah.
So when did you get your first plantings in? Do you know, Russ?
It's about the last week in April, I think.
Yeah, last week in April I put some potatoes in, and and then we started in on the onions. I got other years I've left my radishes a little later than I should have, and I got them in this year, and they are really looking good because they got that first moisture, you know. And,
oh, sure.
And there's actually, us in southern Minnesota still has plenty of moisture into the ground to draw from, but we're getting to the point where we could use a good shower.
So do you do flower gardens?
No,
and then
we
Russ
don't.
does vegetables?
No. I help with the weeding and
Sure.
the planting, and I have few flowers around the house, but nothing that we sell.
I grow glads to sell, and that's about it.
Oh, I forgot
But
about it.
like some of like the strawberries is a specialty item for people to sell. Flowers can be a specialty item. Asparagus, which is always ready before we open market, but one of our vendors has been down there. Well, actually, this past Saturday was her first Saturday. I went down and bought some of her asparagus, so if somebody's looking for it, and I'm not sure about next weekend because of Memorial Day, but she's down there on the corner. She has her sign up, and the asparagus is really great this year.
Oh.
And that's something we've never grown.
Ever?
Yeah, no, I don't.
No, it is kind of tough because you
Gotta keep the weeds out.
Gotta keep the
You
weeds
gotta-
out. They just kind of come up wherever they come up, and then the weeds are there, so you gotta be able to keep at the weeds. And
So it's very labor intensive,
right,
you're saying.
and while you're doing that, then something else takes you away, you know. So, but we start with the onions and radishes, and pretty much grow everything that you could grow, through to the melons and the pumpkins and the squash, and then we're done October 27th.
Okay.
So, but
Yeah, October 27th.
vendors, one thing about ours is everything is locally grown. You hear locally grown and it could be miles away, but our locally grown is vendors from 15 miles from Faribault, so that you know what you're buying is locally grown, and our vendors can only sell what they grow themselves.
So you don't allow Rochester people to come in, or
No. See, they have their own market and they have the same rule. Northfield has the rule, and Owatonna, and they all have a 15-mile around their
so they
town.
can come here.
It's kind of a county-wide, yeah.
We've had several Northfield people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Northfield and Owatonna
Yes.
could both come here.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't get too many from Owatonna. We get Waterville and Morristown
Oh, sure.
and Kenyon, and then that's about it. We got a good variety of vendors selling the stuff, and this year you were talking about stuff people make. We've got a new vendor coming with lawn ornaments, and they're kind of cute for, you know,
Sure.
the many different things you can.
Put in your garden too.
Right. So that'll be a added plus to the market.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So when does the farmers market start?
On Saturday, June 2nd at 7 a.m. Right?
They used to open earlier.
Well, we're there a little earlier to get set up, 6:30, 7, but no, it's usually been around 7.
Oh, okay.
Then it goes till noon. We have had a lot of customers hanging through till afternoon, and so we'll stay late as long as there's customers coming, and we're open rain or shine. We're sometimes down there and it's raining and we're hiding in our vehicles, but as soon as the rain quits, we usually get out, get our stuff set up, and
Well, and a lot of us have the canopies, the tents, so
Not just to protect you from the rain, but the sun too.
the sun
Yes.
also.
yeah.
the park has lost quite a few trees. They're being replaced, but they're smaller trees, so you don't get that shade like you do with one of them pop-ups.
And you're always on the 6th Street side, right?
6th Street and 3rd Avenue.
3rd.
Yep. There's.
I mean, you don't have any vendors, for example, along
2nd Avenue.
Right.
Yeah. No. The city prefers us because of all the vehicles, and especially on a Saturday morning, everybody's out doing something. They prefer us not to be on 2nd Avenue, just for safety reasons.
Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense. It's a very busy street.
Yeah, we had a little girl get hit by a truck crossing one day, and so then that's when they said maybe we should go over in 6th and 3rd Avenue. So
yeah, that makes perfect sense.
It is better.
And there aren't a ton. There are about 4 or 5 that I recall. Last year, anyway, that were across from Cardinal Point there.
Right. Usually that fills up August, when the sweet corn and.
Do you limit the number of vendors?
No.
No. Every year we lose a few. They have different interests. Something happens. And then what we get back for new vendors usually makes up for it.
We averaged 37 to 40 vendors this summer. So.
That's pretty good.
Yes. When we first started, it was, what do you think, maybe 12?
Yeah.
15
right.
vendors at the most. So it's growing.
That's made a comeback.
Yes.
There are more and more gardeners now.
Yes.
And it's always been the world's #1 hobby.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Gardening? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the #1 hobby in the world, gardening.
Everybody
why?
wants to get the first tomato and the biggest tomato.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's part of our makeup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we were made that way to
Yeah.
want to work in the soil.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You know what I'm saying? That was a nice note, wasn't it? Anyway, the farmers market begins the first week of June. Now, Wednesdays begins in July, right?
Yes.
That's what the sign says.
We always usually start the first Wednesday in July, but that is the 4th of July this year. So we're starting a week later. We're not starting on
You're not going to have fireworks at the farmers market?
I think we did one year. we said, well, okay, yeah, we'll do it, and it
Didn't work.
didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
So July 11th, 1:30 to 5 on Wednesdays through September 26th.
And if I remember correctly, your Wednesday vendors aren't the same number as your Saturday vendors.
Oh no, there's 10 to 12. A lot of our vendors have day jobs, so they can't get there. But
Sure.
there's about a dozen, and it's a pretty good variety, I would say, that come down there.
Well, this is one of the better farmers markets around, I think.
So.
We get a lot of comments, compliments from people. We get shoppers that will come in from Rochester, and maybe they're in town for another event, and they stop down, and they really like how our market is set up.
You guys probably don't get to go to any other markets. See how they
No.
run their markets.
No, we've not been able to. Medford started up one last year. We always wanted to get over to that, but we never had a chance.
Although theirs is on Thursday, but
Oh, so you could maybe.
yeah, Thursday is some of our time for picking and getting ready, so
Oh, sure.
that kind of holds us back a little bit.
So you got anything new you're going to provide in your booth this year?
No.
Not really. I'm just hoping that
That you have something.
I had a little trouble with tomatoes last year, and I'm hoping that this year that the weather holds out better. You get too much rain, and the tomatoes tend to get diseases and die before you can harvest.
Well, actually, the last 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
we've had
Tough tomato years.
Yeah.
Yeah, with tomatoes. So yeah, that'd be.
Maybe, well, I'm sure you planted in different areas, right?
Yeah. You gotta. I've been trying to keep the tomatoes on high ground so they don't sit in the water, because then you get the disease in the ground, plus the roots of a tomato like to stay dry. So, but other than that, I think we're going to offer about the same vegetables. Our vendor that comes from Medford, at the end of last year, they were able to go over into the winter market because they grew a lot of root crops, and they have the ability to store them. So when the season came to an end last year, they were able to store their root crops and then sell them down to the Paradise.
That's where the winter market is held.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you get a chance to go there, or did you?
We went down. We didn't go down to sell.
Okay.
We went and visited. Tiffany Tripp is in.
Yep.
She kind of takes care of that one. Does a nice job.
I think it's kind of cool that we have a winter farmers market.
Yes. Yes.
I never did get a chance to get over there, though.
Yeah. It's.
Well, besides the vegetables to sell, people still have canned goods. We do canned goods too. That's another item that we've got, but ours was all sold out, so we weren't able to get them there. But yeah, they have apples down there and canned goods and
Baked goods, I'm sure.
baked goods. Yes.
Yep. The honey is down there. Maple syrup, that kind of stuff.
Do you think you'll have stuff on June 2nd?
Should have radishes. We're
Should.
thinking radishes. We'll
Yeah.
have some rhubarb. Some of the vendors will have
Yeah,
rhubarb. So yeah.
Radishes take about 29 days. Actually, that might take a little more than that, but we had ours in and they're growing, looking good, but you're working with Mother Nature, and she's going to do what she wants to do.
And it's different every year, isn't it?
It is. That's
Very much.
probably what makes it interesting. It's always different.
So you do watermelons or anything like that?
Yeah, I do the melons. That's
Cantaloupe.
it's different because it's hard. They'll run 100 days to grow, and so you got to make sure you get them in the ground so that they're done. Early in November, early in October.
And that's the last month that you have a farmer's market.
Right. Yeah. So.
Yep.
I know there's some pumpkins down there in the fall usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's several people that have pretty good sized pumpkin fields.
Yeah.
Get
There's
some fresh corn on the cob.
Yes.
that we've got a lot of. We got maybe four vendors, and
Oh no.
everybody's
Probably 6 or 7
6 or
vendors.
7. Okay, and everybody's got a different variety, and it's ready at a different time. And I know that a lot of people have their own choice on what kind of sweet corn they like, because if you get it earlier, it's got that really milky young taste, and there's some people been around like it after it's a couple weeks old. Gets a little harder. I don't think they eat it when it's dented, but
The bi-sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
very popular.
Yeah.
Bicolor. Yep.
and to get the really sweet corn, the best sweet corn is the stuff late in the summer, because it can't be planted in cold soil. It just won't grow. So you have to wait till the soil is 60-65 degrees to plant it, and then it's not done until into August. So that's why when everybody tries corn, they try the early stuff. It might not be as sweet as the stuff that they get, late. And then with everybody's choice of how they like to, the taste of it, that all determines. One can say, the early stuff was good, and then the other person says the later corn is good. So
Now, people are curious. They're listening and they think, I might try to sell some stuff. They just contact you folks.
yes,
Yep, give us a call.
I'm assuming there's a cost involved.
Yes, it's a $40 fee, and
That's for the whole year.
for the whole summer, both days.
Wow, that's a
We
good
just
deal.
get enough to cover for the advertising. We do like have postcards printed up that we put around town, and
I see a picture of asparagus there.
yeah,
yep, that's I don't know whose that is, but and then Tiffany Tripp has kind of taken over our computer Facebook page.
Sure.
Does a real good job with that, and she's got us on Facebook and Instagram and whatever. So.
Her
Yeah.
picture of the sign is straighter than my picture of the sign.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I didn't realize it was crooked till I got back.
but she'll go around with her camera on a day and take pictures of different tables and then put it on our Facebook page, so people know what's available.
So if somebody's coming shopping Saturday, they can look on their Friday night, and she'll have on there what's available, because some people come down looking for beans, maybe way too early for beans.
Yep.
And then if they're watching that, that'll say a vendor's going to have beans available, so that, and then
It's helped, I think.
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Actually, you could feature a different vendor.
Yeah.
Or two every week
Right.
on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yep. Yep.
Do the Facebook video thing, do a little interview with them
Yeah.
at their booth.
And then
I
we're
did not
gonna
volunteer for that, by the way.
we're going to have the Family Day again this year through Josh Romaker from County.
That's always a big
Services.
hit, isn't it?
Very huge. I believe it's going to be September 8th this year. It's always the weekend after Labor Day. So that's grown in just the 3 years that we've done that.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Good to
yeah.
teach those young ones about.
Oh yeah, they love to
purchasing
come
stuff.
and watch the animals. We bring animals in, and then they can go around and buy vegetables that they
There's food demonstrations and
food
stuff. and
demonstrations.
each kid that comes gets a $2 voucher, and then they can spend it at any
Yeah,
table.
it teaches them about budgeting too.
Right.
What can I get for the $2?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Some pool their $2 together and buy like a jar of jam or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun day.
You get a great variety, folks. If you've never been to the farmers market here in Faribault, we invite everybody in the KDHL listening area to pop over. Give the hours on Saturdays
7 till noon.
till noon.
And
Wednesdays,
starting July 11th, 1:30 to 5.
and the Wednesdays ends sooner than the Saturdays.
Yes, we
right?
only go through September. September 26th will be the last day.
And the end of October is the Saturdays.
Yep, October 27th will be the last Saturday.
And I'm guessing not long after that, the winter market starts at the Paradise.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she starts that in November.
Yep.
She does it one Saturday a month.
And that's gone over pretty well, hasn't it?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had good turnout this past year.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Kind of busy in the morning doing coaches shows.
Oh, yes.
It's one of the reasons why I have a hard time getting over to there, till June at least. The middle or end of June before I can
Right.
get over to the farmer's market. But by then you got all the vegetables available.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah, the tomatoes come in around end of July.
Right.
Green beans will be going strong. Cucumbers.
Early spring vegetables up until Heritage Days, and then after Heritage Days, and then the weather warms up, then more
Yeah.
of the cucumbers and stuff like that come.
There could possibly be lettuce too, I guess, on the first Saturday. There's a lot of lettuce growers.
There is.
about half a dozen. I shouldn't say a lot, probably half a dozen.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot out of the
Right.
40. I mean, that's
Right.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Pretty good turnout. Well, we got a minute left in the show. Is there anything we didn't touch on that you guys wanted to get the word out about the farmers market here in Faribault?
I don't think so. I think we got
Did
everything
we pretty much cover
covered.
it?
I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
And again, if
Just-
you want to be a vendor, just contact the Bauers.
Yeah, get a hold of us, stop down at the park, or give us a phone call, 332-8283.
Yep, and the number's on the Facebook page. I know that.
Yes, yes it is.
So
Oh.
you can check that out, folks. And they do accept, I mean, all types. We already mentioned, I think, that you have some crafts down there, but flowers too, right? If people
Yes.
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
bring
Right.
that.
yeah, we
Right.
have, there's people that come that just grow flowers, so
I think there's been jewelry down there, if I remember right.
yep, there's a couple of them that have jewelry, yep.
Obviously, I don't
So
buy any of that. But
it's a pretty
One-
good variety of the
One
crafts.
vendor that scrolls out different things. So.
all right. Thank you. Appreciate that. That concludes today's edition of KDHL AM Minnesota on KDHL AM Faribault, Minnesota.